Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my weight loss journey this year. At the start of this year, I weighed the heaviest that I've ever weighed, and I think, everything that's been going on in the world, I'd stacked up even extra kilos than what I normally had on my frame. So at the start of this year, I actually weighed myself, and normally I avoid the scale, so I don't ever actually have to look at that number. But I weighed in at 133 kilos. And this was far and above the largest number I'd ever seen on the scales, and it scared me. I want to be around for my kids when I grow older, and I think in today's age, we need to be wise about being healthy, and I thought it was finally time to buckle down and figure this thing out. Other people have done it, why can't I try it? So I thought I'd figure out what to do. And I wanted to talk to you guys about what I've done this year, because I weighed 133 kilos at the start of the year, and now I'm at 100 kilos. Actually, I'm at 103 kilos because we just had school holidays and I wanted pizza. So I had some pizza and some treats. But I did get down to my goal weight, 99.9. So I broke that 100 kilo barrier, and I wanted to take you guys through how I did that, what I did, and how I maintained that over the course of this entire year. To begin with, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, so don't take anything I say as, the Bible on any of this sort of thing. This is just the stuff that I've learned and the stuff that's worked for me. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Take it or leave it. So to start with, I wanted to talk about my journey and how I've always eaten. Now, I've never had great discipline with my eating, and I've tried diets, I've tried weight loss shakes, I've tried every single thing under the sun to try to eat healthy, but I just never was able to maintain eating healthy. And I always hovered normally at about 120 kilos. So even when I was at my average, I was still pretty heavy. I'm a big guy. I have some muscle on my frame, but that's a lot of going to the gym and lifting weights, which I've done for a long time. I've just never been truly consistent with my eating. I've always done resistance training for the last decade, but I've never gotten my eating under control. So I always maintained at about 120 kilos, but the last year, things just went skyrocketing up. The main thing that I factored in to what I did every day in order to lose fat was I learned a lot about the idea of calories in versus calories out. Now, if you're watching this video because you were searching for some weight loss tips and things like that, I'm sure calories in, calories out is something you've heard before. And I had too, and I never really believed it. I never really thought that it could be that simple. But it is. The idea is that our bodies burn off energy every day in order to function. My organs function, my muscle mass, my brain, moving around, gesturing, making YouTube videos, all these things add up to burn off energy. And if I'm not eating the same level as I'm burning, which would be up here, then there's a difference here, there's a gap. And this gap is made up of, if you're in deficit, of fat and of muscle. Your body will eat itself in order to maintain all those things that it needs to, in order to burn the energy. If you eat more than this, then your body's like, haha, extra energy for all those times when we don't have enough, and it will store all that stuff as fat. And it's really that simple. And it was understanding this that really helped me to get my eating under control. I was able to make a day, and it took a lot of work. It took a lot of trial and error, and I didn't get it right straight away, but I was able to make a pretty consistent day where I was in a calorie deficit, and I was able to maintain that. I wasn't starving myself. The main problem I had in the decade leading up to losing the weight, the main problem was that I never made my diet actually sustainable. I don't know how you guys operate, but when I try to do something, I tend to run at it full speed, just smashing through windows, just there's Mount Everest, I'm just gonna smash it up and climb the top of that mountain. I'm okay for a couple of days, but it doesn't take me very long to just become starved. Starvation, when your body's in that deficit, it's stressed. You're stressed out. And what do we do when we're stressed out? We revert back to all those bad habits that we have. So I just started to eat bad again. As soon as my body felt like that stress, just went right back into those old habits. Just eating whole pizzas and things like that, just eating whatever I wanted. So the main thing I did was I figured out a day where I was in a calorie deficit that was enjoyable to me, where I wasn't starving all the time. As an example, for breakfast every single day, I have a breakfast sandwich that I make up on weekends, and it's an English muffin, 10 grams of bacon, 4 grams of shredded cheese, very small amount of cheese, and an egg. And it works out to be about 260 calories. I actually have 4/5 of an egg because I make up 4 eggs for 5 days, whatever. I figured it out, it's about 260 calories. That's not nothing. That's a decent amount of calories, but it's worth it to me because I enjoy it so much. I wake up every day and I'm excited to have my breakfast. Now, before, when I was on a diet, when I had my breakfast, if I wasn't fasting or something like that, I had to just grin and bear it. And that's diets in general and all these different things where you have to start to eat all these foods that are just foreign to you and you don't really enjoy them. You sort of have to grit your teeth and struggle through it. That's where it's not sustainable. That's where you get stressed out. That's where you don't enjoy the diet. I enjoy my muffin. I enjoy in the afternoon, I have a long black coffee because it has less milk, less calories. And then I have a very small snack, normally like a protein bar. And I found these ones that are 140 calories. Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's 140 calories in the afternoon. For lunch, I've had these really cool weight loss shakes called Man Shakes. I'm not sure if they're available anywhere else besides Australia, but they've been awesome because they actually taste good. They taste like a vanilla milkshake. They thicken up that water. 200 calories for lunch. By the end of the day, before I hit dinner, I'm at about normally 800 to 850 calories. And that's pretty low. So in order to burn off fat or muscle, to just be burning energy, I have to be to be in a calorie deficit, I have to be under about 2,000 calories. I try to aim for about 1,800 a day, but by the end of the day, I've still got a bunch of calories left remaining. So I can enjoy my dinner. I'm the cook in the family, I cook all the meals. So I weigh out my food, I've got 100 grams of chips and a burger. Get the lean beef patty, cheese, coleslaw, a little bit of mayo, calculate it all out. And as long as you figure this stuff out, and this is the point that I'm trying to make, when it's sustainable, it's not as hard. Once you set your day up, you can just do it and enjoy life. It doesn't feel like you're starving all the time. It doesn't feel like you gotta grit your teeth and do this diet thing. It just feels like normal. And that's the key, or at least it was for me. So I was able to maintain that pretty consistently throughout this year. And go out for dinner every once in a while. Enjoy life, enjoy having meals out with friends, enjoy having a beer on a weekend, things like that. I was able to do those things because I was still in that calorie deficit. Now I know that's not for everyone. I know there are other things that go on in people's lives where this advice might not be as easy to incorporate into your life. Exercise, obviously, all these other things that factor in. But to me, the biggest thing for me was to simply make whatever I planned out my day, to make it something that wasn't too hard. And isn't that strange? Don't you think that's weird that that's how we've always dieted, at least me? I've always dieted by making this Mount Everest day where every day I was climbing up that mountain, and I would make it hard for myself. And it was like, I felt that the harder it was, the more effort I was putting in. Obviously, I'm burning more calories and I'm losing more weight and I'm really working hard and I feel like I'm working hard. It's not good, it's not sustainable, that level of sprinting up a mountain. I had to make the mountain less severe by making things sensible. And that's how it worked for me. So right now I'm at about 103.6 kilos from this morning. And So I've put a little bit extra back on. That's okay. I'm not sweating it. I'm going to kick back into healthy eating, or I have this week. The main thing I want you guys to take away from this video is it is achievable, okay? This is something I've struggled with for 10, 15 years. I've always been pretty heavy. I'm still not like lean at all, but I feel way better. My t-shirts fit. And you know what the main thing is? Can I say the main thing? It does wonders for your self-confidence, and I think it's less to do with how others look at me. It's less to do with that. I think it's more to do with how I carry myself, because I haven't succumbed to temptation. I've stood up. I've conquered something. And, you know, I actually have been to Everest. I've been to Everest Base Camp.
Hey, I did it. Look where I am. I'll see if I can get it in frame. Look, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Woo, man.
And training for that took a long time, and getting over there and flying into Lukla on that little plane, and nearly, you know, feels like you're going to crash into a mountain, and cold, and I cannot describe to you how arduous it was. But now when I walk around, in the back of my mind always, whenever there's a thing or a trial or something difficult, a difficult situation, in the back of my mind I always have, I did that really difficult thing. And this weight loss is another one of those. It's another thing in the back of my mind where I can go, you know what, I did that really difficult thing. I can do this difficult thing as well. All right, that's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed this, give it a like or something, you know, comment down below. I'm actually still trying to figure out exactly what my YouTube channel is. This is just something that I've been doing over the course of this year, and it's made me feel really good, and I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to share with you guys my story, and hopefully some of it was interesting to you. But if you have any ideas for other videos, I need them. Give me ideas, comment ideas for things you'd like me to answer. I'm a novelist, I write books. I've obviously done a little bit of dieting this year. I've been to Everest Base Camp. I've got all, I do cooking. I've got a smoker outside. You know, I've got lots of interests. If you have any ideas for things you'd like me to talk about on YouTube, hit me up, comment down below. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.